Yeah.
thing, right? The rest of them are just kind of
The rest are mentioned,
social media.
social media and Facebook, which we have done already. We have a list of all our sponsors on the city website, and we've mirrored on Facebook as all our sponsors that have contributed and their levels that they have. But Ocean Honda is the only one that their logo will pretty much be throughout all 15 events. So
Wow.
all our other sponsors haven't met that range.
Right.
I just can't get it with a transparent background, and the event logo. That's not a problem to get it with a transparent, but I haven't.
Yeah.
I'll send it to
Yeah,
Ashley.
so she can
and
share
Ashley can get it out.
That would be great.
Remember Keenan?
Not at this time.
Well, the first thing is budget. Why don't we just wait and just discuss it there?
I have nothing.
Okay.
Right now, we can talk about it during
Okay.
budget.
Remember Applefield?
Yes, sir, of course. So the latest Centennial event list still is lacking member Taylor for the regatta.
Oh, yeah, on that old business. You want to go ahead and do that now, maybe, or how you want? Okay, we'll come back. Old business. We'll clarify all that stuff.
I just want to. I also did follow up with another company about the pricing of the shirts, and they did say $8 to $9. So what Gulfside gave you was pretty fair.
Okay, well, with their in kind going towards that, it puts it at $3. If we do 100, it's 75 cents for the price. So I think at the very least, we do 100 order through Gulfside T-shirts, and then we can reevaluate after if we go through all those. So
Right. She did ask me though. Well,
I was kind of like when I was talking to Gulfside about that, I was kind of like asking because I'll be honest with you, as far as I've never done a mass T-shirt order for an event, so
okay.
I pretty much asked them. I said, as far as like how many larges, smalls,
Right.
mediums,
Right.
whatever. As we get closer to print, right? Like right before we print, I'll bring that to the committee and say, look, this is the final set of colors, and this is what we're going to both side and getting it.
Are we planning on doing one main color for the t-shirt?
Gets down to it and finds out because it's down to it and finds out because it's all like extra.
So
But even the colors.
T-shirts we'll have to talk about on different levels. First off, the initial 100, which would only cost us $375 per shirt because of their in-kind sponsorship. Are we going to do a general order just so these are going to be T-shirts that we're going to try and sell at all the events?
Yes.
Or are we going to use this T-shirt in-kind donation for specific events? So, like you'll say, I need 50 shirts for the 5K. Someone will need X amount for the bowling tournament, or so on and so forth. So that's what we have to decide. I personally think, honestly, I don't think all the sponsors would be on the T-shirt as of right now because of their events or
Just the sponsors.
So yeah, I would think that we would try, and I don't think we got that much stuff that wouldn't be sponsor stuff for those, and try to get them all in there. We're not going to have a whole lot, and then the event list as well with the dates on it, and that it would commemorate that, so somebody would buy that and it'd have
As a big thing on the shirt, or do you want just the little corner?
the pocket or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, probably a pocket. T-shirt maybe probably makes some sense. With the carry one, the carry
I don't
two.
think you have to have it.
With the carry one, the carry
I don't
two.
think you have to have it.
That part's not necessary. That's a lot. And leave it at that. Without Sponsors, yeah.
If you design it, okay, you can have it on there real estate, so it doesn't, the attention obviously on
How many sponsors?
right. Which I don't think we're going to have a monument.
Sponsors.
Right. Which I don't think we're going to have a monumental amount now. Yeah. So we're not talking about doing that.
Well, it's not representing everybody.
So I actually thought about that. Well, from the shirt perspective, it's a little difficult, but on the banners and stuff, we could always print a thing to stick on the banner,
Yeah,
something like that.
like
So
vinyl. They can.
Right.
We can leave real estate on. They can come back on there
The-
later.
Better just to leave the Ocean Honda on there as presented by like the Centennial event.
well, you could
You can also
you could list them out, and then at the very end, and any other sponsor not listed.
you can also put it out there that somebody here on the team must be. Then we don't have to.
We need to.
I can use. So.
Yep.
I have an idea to get with them and work on it.
Okay.
Do different colors use for, and then one that we can sell,
Well, so
or
on the event shirt,
both.
this year, obviously, we're going to try to sell these just in general.
Right.
I think when you talk about our sponsorships, built into those fees, to sign up, we actually had those shirts printed specifically for the event, and that way it's
Separate shirts.
two different color,
Yeah.
a little bit, wouldn't have
Yeah.
everything on it. It maybe
Okay.
would obviously.
Yeah.
Maybe the golf scramble, but that's mostly they come in wearing polos and stuff anyway.
Yeah.
But maybe the regatta or something like that. But then we can do and then information on the back. So it's going to be a different shirt regardless. So, but I think you're right. If those fees that people are going to pay for entry
That
fees
offsets that cost.
offset towards the T-shirt.
The other thing we also need to check with them. Turn around.
Conversation. Thank
Okay.
you.
Mr. Robinson.
Conversation. Thank
Okay.
you.
Mr. Robinson. I've that should be, I talked to him today. That they haven't reached out to me, and I let him know I hadn't heard. But he got, I had lunch at Culver's today, and I met with their person to reach out to me. So I'll try to get Culver's to.
But if anyone gets anybody issues where someone the packet completed, how much we have, and all the sponsorships have submitted paperwork completed, how much we have, and all the sponsorships have submitted paperwork. But if anyone else is receiving any other monies,
Well, they're Walgreens, so they were going to pass, like, the finance committee, they're going to pass the information on to the general manager. I spoke with a member in the Epic gym. World as well. And
We get these sponsorships, and I wanted to have a letter. Goes, and so obviously if they give any amount of money, they'll get a letter from me, city letterhead that thanking them for their sponsorship, and they can. Matter of fact, one of the companies said they were going to put it up in their showroom. I think so today. So
Famous Tate, I think, said that. Yeah.
I can let me see if I can bring that up. Actually, yeah, here. I'll bring up catches for an example.
Answers that we have.
So here's the letter. Basically just says, "Dear Centennial Celebration Committee, I wanted to express our heartfelt gratitude. Historic event has been instrumental in helping us honor our city's rich history and vibrant community. For additional information, please don't hesitate to contact me at mayor@cityportrichie.gov. Sincerely, John Cooper, Mayor, City of Port Richey Centennial Committee." So that's what each sponsor gets when they turn in. And that's all I had. So moving on to committee business. Item number one, I guess I'll pass that over to.
Creating something that will kind of just give us a full-fledged, this is our total we have, something that's came up today. So
Okay.
Hopefully I'll have that for our next meeting. Right now, we're sitting at $24,700 is what we've taken in so far.
That's what we've received.
Yeah.
And so we've got another 2,000 obviously that's been committed. So that's some other stuff working. But did you have commitments, Caroline, on yours, or just?
And for the bank, can you repeat?
Did you actually have any commitments that they were going to? They're looking into it.
The ones I think that we're waiting for, but it's an in-kind contribution, is from Jackie from Spartan.
Okay.
I just guess we need on what Newport did. They actually had 385 was their total head count. I'm vegetarian, so it was about 23.9 vegetarian. So it was about 23.9.
Okay. Well, I thought wasn't there 40 something? Okay. Well, I thought wasn't there 40 something was 40? I think on water.
Tea and water. Mm-hmm.
Because I'm going to say something like that because I think the number we set on.
Then they provide a cash bar, I think, right?
Cash bar.
And did we get any of the proceeds at all then?
That all goes to them.
Okay.
So she said that she would, but she needed head count first before she could give us she could fill out the paperwork.
Well, so it's 23 for the food, and you were thinking 50. Well, so it's 23 for the food, and you were thinking 50 a person. A person.
Do 60.
60 per person.
I mean,
I did speak with the chairwoman, Lori. He was interested in assisting for the mayor's goal as well, and that if maybe we have a flyer, we have something so we can start already. Selling tickets. You know, practice your photography, practice carpet. You know, practice your photography, practice carpet. Have them take photos, maybe. Rich, you know, and dance and have a good time and something different. You could dress up. So I don't know. That's just my idea.
but I would definitely reach out to David Wright. I can get his contact information to you.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah, and just because, like you said, he does that in the area. People are familiar with him. People know him. So I would lean on that as opposed to having somebody else come in that we might have to pay and I think the candidates and of the event itself. What do you do? Like I said, for the other event.
I don't want us to stray. Any issues for that be needed? So then,
I'll cover those first.
yeah.
Well,
We've ever field days.
good. Take care of itself. Are
At
they-
the 60.
It's the bowling tournament. So before the meeting, you probably heard I was talking to president for the Win South, and I've been bowling a few years here. So I say for Langlo can't, but Joe, our league, he's our league. He's interested in helping out with that stuff. You have people check in, they got to run the scores, and there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that have to happen to make this happen. Handicaps, and there's a lot of stuff. So I don't have a problem helping of it for facilitating it. But one of the problems he had was for facilitating it. But one of the problems he had was he's got a ball game that he coaches. He's got a ball game that he coaches. Get there against as far as have to be done by. 3 hours is normally enough to handle. Those kind of things are up in the air right now. We should have a definite. Let me just check my phone. I don't think he's texted me back yet. No.
Do they normally do like a warm-up game or?
No, what they normally do is they give you 10 minutes of warm up. Once they assign the lanes, they give you a warm up time of 10 minutes, and then you start. You bowl your 3 games, and it everything gets calculated. 3. What they normally do is they have individual opportunities where they put money towards that gets pulled together, and they'll have like an individual high game, individual scratch game, individual high handicap game, and they give out prize money to the top one or tournament that obviously is structured it's 4-person teams, team bowls. Tournamentbowl.com. Let's see here. Am I sharing it? Y'all can see this actually runs a tournament stuff on here. It does a lot of stuff for you. It's actually out online. Sign up. So once we injury in there for placeholder, but they can sign up, pay off. Have to work out everything over, stuff like that. So again, I'll just have to check this issue with me helping with that as long as I'm not paid. That's kind of my thoughts. So what do y'all think?
So, Sal and I went to go and talk to the bowling alley, and then I missed the meeting because I had to leave that time, and so I came and talked to Sal the next day, and he told me to go to where you bowl, and I talked to Chris Langlo, and because we have 10 spots open already, that this date is good, but when I found out after it's going to be a tournament / family fun. So the kids are coming and the family's coming, and it's also going to be a tournament, or it's going to be a tournament and no kids are coming and family.
What I think we talked about this last time is that we'd have it'd be the tournament, right? And we could probably reserve a couple lanes for families.
That's what I was talking to Chris about, and she said that she don't know how that's going to happen, but they're going to work it out. So she said that Lorna.
She pretty much reiterated everything you just said. I'm in a limbo right here.
We're both in a limbo. Money. I tried to get the money down, and she said since it's a Saturday, and that it's usually $5. It's going.
Yeah, and then once I get confirmation from Joe, which I think he's going to be good, and I talked to Nancy, it's okay. Me and him will run.
Like he can probably come, there's like a table. Lorna was saying it's just really mostly like the end where you have to figure out all the calculations at the end.
Right. Well, you obviously have whatever. There's leaderboards, kind of let you know where you're to pay out until the end. But obviously,
you said it's kind of like that was like really difficult, she said, especially
Yeah,
since
easy.
people aren't there bowling all the time and we don't know their averages or anything.
Well, that's part of the process. When they sign up, you look them up on the USBC, and if they've got a it's variable, but normally 220, and that covers if you have some really good bowlers in it. Normally a 220 is a normal
what we're
average.
doing, so sign up, I was gonna say,
We're going to have available if we're going to reserve.
we have 10 lanes so far, she said, because we don't have any people to say how many we having. And she
Well,
said the tournament is going to be, let's say tournament 5 lanes, and then family signs up.
we have up to 20. We don't have anything else going on, right? She's just reserving 10. We have up to 20. We don't have anything else going on, right? She's just reserving 10 for us.
Yes.
The other lanes aren't reserved just for unless they have like a birthday party or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But if they don't have it reserved, it's first come, first serve. And so I would think that the family could just come at whatever the cost is. The family could just come at whatever the cost is. If you have a lane, it's open. You can. If you have a lane, it's open. You can bowl. If not, you can watch.
Okay, so
I mean, I actually encourage people to sign up or whatever.
For the registration and.
yeah, so we
A small.
Yeah, I was going to
Yeah,
say
well,
that
we can,
plus their
like I said,
average.
if we use this, we can direct them out here to try to facilitate it online.
I also think that if
Because
we
you
have,
can basically
Wait,
upload
wait,
this
wait.
to
the city of Port Richey. Do we want to budget X amount of dollars for the family lanes and just say we'll cover the family lanes
Yes.
while the
to
tournament
provide free bowling to the.
no, not free bowling, but since they're not going to qualify for prizes, I think, like we talked about last week, potentially
Well, yeah, we don't
having
charge
pizza
$100
or
because
drinks
there's
or
no-
something for them.
We just whatever the price for the lanes are. So civic for bowling.
Well, I'm the one that went there.
Civic for bowling.
Well, I'm the one that went there to ask them about it.
Well, right,
and
but
I
did
was
they-
thinking that to ask them about it.
Well, right,
and
but
I
did
was
they-
thinking that gave them that packet and they brought it in.
Yeah.
No, that whoever I get would.
No,
Well, right, so you're not necessarily out there getting event spot. Right,
Because
let's-
and then $400 if I wanted to give a pizza, and I was thinking maybe I need that much, but
for that, and we
Right.
can we can set us and then set aside monies
okay,
for
I
that.
understand.
So then that way, if we decide to do families, we have that. But that's what we need to put the in the funds that we have towards the bowling tournament. I know, like you said, most of the bowling tournament should handle itself, but I think we should have something minimal in there for if we're going to do t-shirt for if we're going to do t-shirts or giveaways, or if we're going to have shirts or giveaways, or if we're going to actually $100.
we talked about that. I mean,
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's why I'm saying maybe we should have something set aside. It doesn't matter. That's why I'm saying maybe we should have something set aside. It doesn't matter. We have 13. Please set aside a number here that we're okay with.
well, do we have to put anything down for those 10 lanes, or it's just
No.
She allocated.
She has them set
okay?
aside.
So we focus on a tournament, and they, like I said, they got 24 lanes, something like that.
24.
So, but again, if we get enough response for the tournament lanes, I say the lane tournament. I mean,
We don't know about the sign up.
I think we can still say that open lanes will be available. Those people to feel comfortable that they can, in the event that they had. We're doing all this, to say that there's, there should be other open lanes available. To say that there's, there should be other open lanes available.
and to be honest with you, the best way is to get in the tournament. If you don't bowl well, it doesn't matter because you're getting 90% of the difference of your average. So, of 100, be 205, 210, somewhere in there, right? So it doesn't really matter what you bowl.
Yeah. We're still gonna sign it anyway.
Right. So I mean, we push a tournament obviously, and then
What'd you say?
get the sign up started.
So what about the price? Do we go?
So
with
$5 per team. That's $25 per person. I think that's good.
and that would cover prizes and
And then top 3 teams get paid, and then the side stuff going on with the singles stuff.
How many people sign up,
Yeah.
and that's how many people sign up,
Yeah.
and that's going to tell us everything. You know, if 50 to 100, we
Yeah.
we want to fill as many as we have.
Right.
Then we'll have to just approach this differently. But
Yeah. Once we get these flyers done, we're going to take them to Lane.
Right. Excuse me, I have 3 comments. Either leave the time or 1 to 5, although 5
Verify what he's.
but side also because the our availability. Exactly. Unless you're going to have a deadline when you have to sign up by, but you said
Well, I would just say
people,
to guarantee a spot.
people
is it
the
or Sunday the 16th?
16th. Yeah.
Yeah, Sunday 6.
yes.
Yes, that's how it'd be done.
Okay. So you don't know what you're going to win until you get there.
Right. Two signups. We have the tournament, and the city's on the hook for paying the minimum.
Exactly.
So that you could budget that way too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, because if we don't have enough, then
Still have to put a deposit
So-
on that.
We still need to put a deposit on.
I think
I was hoping right now, and then a closest to pin and longest putt made. If I 20, like however many rounds, could possibly a sponsorship maybe cover that, or I don't.
Golf scramble?
Yes,
No, we have to scramble.
hot dogs.
Yeah, you're going to be out there for 4 hours. And a lot
It's
of
usually
times,
like 8 to 12. So, and then prizes after, which is fine, but
what they need to reserve. Go ahead. They don't need all that. They don't need all that up
no,
front.
no.
They just need a certain amount to
Correct.
cover
We
the.
just got to put a deposit down, just as a placeholder. But what we need to do is figure out.
If we have to cancel the event for
I
that.
don't know.
Okay.
So the biggest question is, do we want to?
Get your information.
There's a barcode on here I can give you too if they scan and take some right to us on the flyer.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll send the final draft to Ashley so she can send it to me. I like to get this out
If we could
tomorrow
we
or
could probably just
the day
approve it
after
as it
this
is.
week. I like to get this out
If we could
tomorrow
we
or
could probably just
the day
approve it
after.
as it is with the.
That, we don't want this to be like every average bowling tournament. So if the top 3, and just something to consider, we don't have to decide on it now, but top 3, I'm thinking the rest.
Or they split it for.
the price teams as to the team rules or which team rules or which price.
Gives it to the team.
So it would technically go to the team captain, which is.
Okay.
So it would technically go to the team captain, which is
Yeah,
listed on there, and then they
Yeah,
listed on there, and then they split it however they want.
And a lot of times they actually have it already. Well, they do it. But budget may not. The thing with trinkets, though, like I said, till you don't have any gun,
Business, I guess, a business.
that's a
Business, I guess, a business.
that's a February thing. Business Expo, kind of need a budget for that. That's Carolina, I think, isn't it? Don't we need a budget for Business Expo?
We don't have it self-funded in that sense. The only thing I would see is that we need a banner, to just notify people that we're there. But no, I really don't have a budget. Cheryl, do you have anything, any recommendations? Do you have a budget?
I think we may be able to get signage in an in-kind. I'm talking to somebody that, or your in-kind manage setup. The thing that I want to bring up on this is I don't want us to stumble over each other as far as signups. So kind of what you have with the bowling, is it possible for us to set up and inundate Ashley? Because at this point, to get as many entries to take us to that level. To see that are there, so we're not falling over each other. You know, that was my first question: is how many of the businesses do we have signed up? And I have a list of people waiting that I didn't want to. Yeah, I knew what was going to happen.
I haven't gotten anybody
I haven't
signed up.
I haven't let them
Yeah.
loose. So I think you like. Plus, trying to keep us updated.
Getting the vendor business expo site.
Yes. Because the job form, I think the city would have to, because if these are being city events, the job form, I think the city would have to, because if these are being city events, the city would have to create the job form.
I know you just do it coaching.
And any volunteers, volunteer waiver form that we've issued out.
To be.
I'd have to ask the city attorney on
It
that.
doesn't have to be a live answer. If it doesn't have to be a live signature, it can be part of the job form. It literally does all that. And I can easily share my templates with.
To that admin email, which I manage, we're going to have to try to streamline it. We're going to have to try to streamline it a little bit, because if we're going to be inundated with businesses and stuff to get missed, so
It's gonna. It's a real easy export for you on it exports.
How are
Accounts underneath, or you just put all in one?
I have a Centennial account set up for this.
Right. Do you have sub accounts for like bowling, business expo?
Nope.
Well, and I know we've discussed it in earlier, an earlier meeting is about the bowling tournament. Was it the bowling alley that was going to handle the collection and the prize fund, or is it going to be the city?
So we're talking about like somebody saying and saying, hey, golf tournament. I mean, that's I would put that on the spreadsheet. Say there's $1,000 going to this, and know that there's $1,000. But to create a sub account in where it's at right now is, it'd be that kind of different. This is always going to be
right. I would think we would. Right. I would think we would still want to know where it came from, what event. And from a accounting perspective, I don't know what label.
On a vehicle like that, it'll give you those reports.
Right.
Well, for ours,
It'll give you those reports.
Right.
Well, for ours, one trying to get a new software. But $1,000 from famous state, it doesn't. But $1,000 from famous state, it doesn't show me, where it came from, where it came from, where. So even if I did that, it would be. I mean, I guess the purpose. What would be the purpose of knowing that it came from this? I mean, it's all going to go into the general fund.
Just let's say a year from now we put on some. I'm not saying 100 a year, but let's say 10 years from now we do 110 or 125 or whatever. We can look back on that data and see what did good, bad. It's nice to have. I can't, and I
can make another thing here and says, incoming, or revenue from this, what I'm saying? Not sponsorship. Sponsorship would be a big one. Then you have one just for revenue. So like we got $3,000 from this expo. We can show that $3,000 still populating the total amount.
So getting back, because now we're talking about using something like job form or something like that. I have contact information on these.
Handle the incoming funds.
Well, and that's
What day is that on?
But the job form would go directly into the city account, right? Would go directly into the city account, right?
Wednesday.
It
Wednesday.
could go directly into the city account, or you could send out a billing, a statement for it to, I
Yeah,
don't know.
I could go and collect the money, and whatever isn't, sent to us
Grab
ahead
Matt.
of time, I can always go. I can go
See if
and
Matt
collect the
come in.
money.
Wow.
It's on a Wednesday, right?
Let's see. Matt's right on here. Let's see if maybe we get an answer.
No matter, and be, it's just a collecting point.
The money's not collected by directly to. You'd have to pay
do
ahead
it
of time.
before.
Well, at bowling,
At bowling.
Yeah, but they could still
Business
pay it
Expo.
online. They could still. We could have a little person helping there that they could. Lane available.
yeah, it would have to be.
The only problem with this comes
10 lanes is 10 teams.
right.
So
that's the only
once we
question I
get
watch.
10 teams, then we need to call Boy and say, hey, we filled up the 10, allocate another 5, and you got to
Right.
until you don't have any more to take.
There's a lot of bowlers around here.
I think the alley will be sold out.
That they brought up about using a
Kind of they would do their application or do their sign up, pay at that point in time through the job form, the people we have, who we have, especially when it came to the Business Expo or something like that. So Caroline knows.
Yeah.
Up to a certain amount of submissions, it's completely free. I don't think we're going to take those submissions on any one form, because we would have one for the expo, we would have one for the field days and all that, and then it would be as reports if we wanted.
And they can make the payment through there.
Deposit them through our system so that I can reconcile it through the bank. So like when you're just putting in, random amounts of money in there without, having backup. So that's
I think that's. I think what you're up today without
A paper check.
money.
Yeah.
Events, but events in general. I didn't know if they're out there on the calendar.
just so they can say that something's going on that day. Just so they can say that something's going on that day. On 10 o'clock, about the time we would start, for like the 5K or something like that.
Gotcha.
So, but I'll look through all the times and see what I can adjust. But as soon as anyone has any type of lock-in time for their event, please send them over to Ashley and
City if you can. So we absolutely have with it so I can pay it back. Check for anything. I 4:30 on a Friday. You need it on Saturday.
on that note, should we
But she
Yes.
so give that to everybody. But yeah, if you buy anything for the Centennial event on your own, I'd rather you so give that to everybody. But yeah, if you buy anything for the Centennial event on your own, I'd rather you not.
they have been acknowledged on the website and everything like that. So
The only thing I have on that is obviously there was a list that was produced. Come off there and try to visit them, or do you think we're good at this point? It's a list of businesses and the amount they pay in business tax receipts, so that and obviously some of them have already.
going to reach out to Spectrum and other, and so I got to follow up with him and see if he has that. So it's just if he's going to add it.
If the city does business for the city, we should definitely be asking if they're interested in advertised with us. So, hey, anything else on that?
It's getting out there.
Okay. Any public comment? Seeing none, come back. Old business. Real quick on old business. You had something.
Yeah, Ashley was gonna review
Yeah.
numbers.
I need to go through this list for subcommittees to make sure that I have the list correct, because we've had them correctly for my record. Obviously, opening day, is Sal. History and Heritage Day is Sal and Kim. The bowling tournament is Robinson, but with the help of, Chair. Okay, and then the Business Expo is still, so for March, Craft Fair, Fleet Fest, Member Taylor, Taste of,
Those are backwards on here. 8th,
yeah, I
9th,
know,
10th.
I'm gonna, not a freshly updated. Food truck, is the golf cart parade separate?
Yes.
Okay, so golf scramble is Member Key. Is Member Applefield. Centennial.
Well, the regatta was kind of morning.
Adam, you've got that, and I've got the food truck and
Okay,
Car
that's
show.
where I'm getting, because they're all on the same day, and I
Yeah.
know you guys are handling, so I had you guys listed together.
Yeah, so it's like you got the car show covered.
Yeah.
Kickoff parade, member, Vice Chairwoman Gonzalez. Okay,
I think my wife is.
Yes.
but just to make sure, any volunteers you guys have, they need to fill out volunteer
Right,
forms.
right.
So, just so we know.
Yeah. Actually, we had to Hoover and then
would love it.
Ashley, can you add me to the mayor's ball as well?
delay here.
This is why we wanted to. Okay. Okay, so vice chair has been added to Taste of Port Richey. Sal has been added to the mayor's ball. Event / Mutt Strut is Member Taylor, and then the Johnny Cash concert / fireworks and installation of new time capsule is Member Thompson and Member Salad.
Yeah, that's not a problem. You gonna handle it downstairs?
On the, I don't know if I mentioned before, but on the mayor's ball, just an idea for you guys. I don't know if we have pictures of all the previous mayors. The new site that took over 5A. Somehow do a slideshow running through.
That'd be awesome.
I don't know if
I can do the PowerPoint. I can do it.
yeah, and if we can't find the name and the time frame they served, and the new one that they it's a foreign name, Alan something. If I get the link, I'll send to Ashley. Send out. But there's obviously there's a lot of historic information out there. All the mayors are out there, and some pictures.
Even if some of them are still local.
And so even it lists out there if they were acting. I'd even include those. But just take them and say, "Bro, it's kind of neat to see that stuff."
Oh, it went up to 2019. It stops at Scott.
5A, the new site that has it updated with. I saw somewhere, but
Can do.
still business.
Field days.
Go on.
Field days.
Sure. Quickly.
All right. I'm trying to get a flyer out by next week, and then ending it at Waterfront around 11 to 11:30. Start the games around 11:30. Chili tasting at noon. who does the chili tasting?
So, I don't know if we want to do chili barbecue and do both or just chili.
Probably. But like, who's going to do the tasting? I mean, is it committee or is it?
You want to do the chili tasting?
Can I?
We could have the council taste and judge.
Can I make a recommendation that we put this on the agenda for next week to go over and
Yeah.
I know but in order, if we want to discuss things as items, I need, so for time's sake, I don't.
Put field day on next
Table
week's
it
agenda.
till next week.
We'll cover it in detail.
The one thing I need somebody to think about.
Okay.
Here it is.
But right there under the bridge, so where we could get on this side, we'll have to figure that out.
That's the hard part.
Mueller 5439 Blue Point Drive. Toward the bridge that Port Richey or Pasco owns, that across at an angle.
Yeah. Probably.
That would
I
be,
think it'd be funner across the river, just that.
but you'd have to have police boats to hold traffic, and
Well, I think we could do that. It'd be a spectacle to see, I would think.
good. We have 2 police boats, and I think Port Richey's got, or Newport Richey's got one as well, so that's 3.
You're our anchor, by the way.
First of all, I got severe.
One rope enough to actually days with.
Probably motion second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.